Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly news update at the Noble Way. This is the episode where we bring you all the new happenings around the theme park areas in Orlando, from Disney to Universal, SeaWorld, whatever we can find, anything that's newsworthy that you may want to know about that's happened this week. So stay tuned. We got some really cool stories, some really cool, interesting news items that you're going to want to know about, especially if you have some upcoming trips planned. All right, the first big news item on the ticket is got to be about Epcot's International Festival of the Holidays. It is in full swing, and it is an amazing experience if you've not done it before. It's a little bit different than the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, which you know just ended. We've done lots of segments, lots of episodes around that, but now the Festival of the Holidays has kicked off. And there are a lot of things that you're going to want to know about, a lot of things you're going to want to see and do.
One of the most interesting things at the Festival of the Holidays this year is Olaf's Holiday Tradition Expedition.
Yeah, it's a really cool scavenger hunt where basically you, for $9.99, you can pick up at a couple of places like the Creation Store in Epcot. But you basically pick up this little map, sort of similar to the Holiday Christmas Tree Stroll, where you can actually get a map, and then there's little stamps, little stickers that you can collect when you find each of the little Olafs. So there's lots of little like teeny Olaf figurines that are sort of placed around Epcot. And once you find them all, you turn them all in, you turn your map in basically, and you get a special surprise. So $9.99 plus tax is something really fun to do at the Epcot Festival of the Holidays. So the other thing about the Festival of Holidays is obviously there's tons of food, there's tons of drinks, lots of different things available. And there are also storytellers have been brought back to the Festival of the Holidays. They didn't have them last year, but they're bringing all sorts of performers back to the experience. As you're walking through the World Showcase, you'll see these little pavilions, these sort of little stages, little stage areas where all the storytellers will be, and they're in a few different locations. So I'm going to list them off here. The first one is the Las Posadas Celebration, and that's in the Mexico Pavilion. And then there's the Mischievous Barn Santa in Norway Pavilion. Celebrate the season with laughter as a mischievous barn Santa visits Sigrid, an unsuspecting Christmas storyteller. Then we have the Chinese Lion Dance in the China Pavilion. We have La Befana in Italy Pavilion. We have Santa Claus is returned into Epcot in the American Adventure. And Santa Claus is set up just to the right of the American Theater there. And we did get a sneak peek of Santa Claus. There's sort of a rope, so obviously you can't sit in Santa Claus's lap, but it is a cute little area to take a look at. And you do get to interact with him. And from the guests that I saw interacting with Santa, they got a pretty good amount of time with each guest. And the line didn't look too long. Then we have the Daruma Storyteller in the Japan Pavilion, the Daruma Doll. We have the Hanukkah Storyteller, which is right around the Morocco area, just before you get to France. Then we have Père Noël in the France Pavilion. Visit with Père Noël and rediscover the magic of Christmas through the letter of a delightful child. We also have Father Christmas in the United Kingdom Pavilion, and he does a fantastic job. We watched that entire show, and it was really good. And then finally, we have the Canadian Holiday Voyagers show at the Canada Pavilion there. It is a great stage show, lots of fantastic music. And of course, we have returning the Candlelight Processional, which we didn't have last year again. We've mentioned this before, but it is back in action. It runs from November 26th through December 30th, and there are special guest speakers that narrate the show. There's a lot of singing. It can be difficult to get a seat for the Candlelight Processional. You do have to wait in line and be there really early. But there are ways to guarantee your seating, and it is a fantastic show. You do want to see it. The typical way is to get a dining package, and you get a guaranteed seat for the show, and you can sort of pick the show time that you want to go to each day. There's several shows a day. Unfortunately, those sell out really quickly, and those have been gone within like the first day or two of those being available. But they've added 2 new dining quick service options, which you don't reserve ahead of time. You just go there and you get in line. And the 2 of those, there's one in the Morocco area, and there is one in the American Pavilion at the Regal Eagle Smokehouse. And so you can just kind of choose between the 2. So the Spice Road table package is $49.99 over there in the Morocco Pavilion. And with that package, you get 2 small plates. I don't know what you get, but you get 2 small plates. You get 1 non-alcoholic beverage and a dessert plate. And then there's the Regal Eagle Smokehouse in the American Pavilion. And with that package is $39.99. And with that package, you get an entree, a non-alcoholic beverage, and a dessert. And just to give you an example of one of the meals that you can get at the American Regal Eagle, one of the meals available was the beef brisket sandwich with macaroni and cheese, and then a s'mores brownie for dessert, which sounds really good. So those are 2 options that you can still do to get guaranteed seating if you don't want to risk not getting to see the Candlelight Processional.
One of the biggest news stories this week is Disney has halted annual pass sales again. Mm-hmm. They are still selling the Pixie Dust Pass. That is the only pass they are selling right now. And there are actually tickets unavailable for certain dates in December already. There are also select dates at the end of December where you cannot buy any tickets at all for Disney. Disney has not said when they will resume selling annual passes. I am hoping it's going to be sometime after Christmas, but we really have no idea. You can still renew your current pass that you have. So if you do have a pass right now and you're in your renewal window, you can still renew that pass.
Yeah. So the Pixie Dust Pass is the lowest tier annual pass, and it has basically blockout dates for the entire month, like area of December. So it makes sense that they would keep selling that. The rationale behind why they stopped selling the annual passes is because they think there's too many people coming down for Christmas, and they're trying to relieve pressure in the parks. Which is unfortunate for people who've been planning trips because they were probably planning on buying tickets and thought, well, I'll just buy the annual pass when we get into, down into Disney while we're here. And they've kind of they're stuck now. And then you can't even get day park passes for a lot of the days.
Yeah.
So I think people were having to change their plans at this point, or maybe switch to Universal, because Universal's annual passes are still available. In fact, there was a little bit of a tit for tat tweet going around where Universal was poking fun at Disney again, which I just love when the 2 parks sort of poke at each other. And Universal was basically saying, as soon as the news came out, that, hey, we still have, we have annual passes available. Come check them out. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, unfortunately, no annual passes right now for Disney. I hope that they bring them back. I'm sure they will. But it is a little bit disappointing. So if that's a little bit of bad news for anybody who didn't know that. We'll keep you informed when and if they come back on sale. Okay, another great piece of news that I am excited about is the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular is returning to Hollywood Studios, and I'm jazzed about it because I love this show. She's not a huge fan of the show, but I love Indiana Jones. Now, they have not talked about whether or not they're going to bring... there's always audience participation in the shows. And it's it's always right in the beginning there. They put you up on stage and you're kind of a part of that first scene with the ball and everything. And then you might be involved in some more parts. But I've always wanted to get picked and I've never been chosen. But it is coming back on December 19th at Hollywood Studios. So stay tuned. The show runs multiple times a day. You don't have to get tickets or reservations or anything. You can just show up. But I'm excited that it's coming back. I don't know if it's going to be an abbreviated version of the show, or if it's going to be the full show. So we'll find out. But I'm pumped that it's coming back. I really want it. I'm really ready for it to start.
In Universal news, some of the walls have been moved, not removed from Poseidon's Fury. They have been moved closer to the attraction so that more of the attraction is visible now to the guests. And there is no news, though, as to when the attraction will open.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing with it. I love that show, and when we were there literally just a couple of days ago, and the walls had not been moved. Yeah. So this is very recent news. They've been moved back. So I don't know. We'll see. I hope that they're just kind of revamping the show a little bit, and they're going to keep it because I love the show, and I hope it doesn't go away. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I think it's a fun show. Do you like? I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. She says it's too cold in there. Yeah. She says it's too cold in there. It is freezing in that tunnelway for sure. Yeah. When you're waiting in line in that tunnel, it's way too cold in there. They need to crank up the heat or something in there. Once you get in, it's not bad, but that tunnel was rough. Okay, and another great news that I'm excited about. I love the shows. My all-time favorite stage show at Disney is the Finding Nemo show at Animal Kingdom. I think it's way better than The Lion King. I love Lion King, but I love the Finding Nemo musical, and it's been gone since COVID. They released the entire cast, basically fired them all, or whatever you want to call it, laid them off. They destroyed most of the costumes, most of the puppets, like all the stuff. They've destroyed them. And so people have basically been saying like, wow, it's not coming back. Like, it's gone. And I've been heartbroken about it because I love that musical. Everyone that I know, everyone in our family thinks it's amazing. We sing all the songs. We have the CD. We love it. But we just found out in 2022, no exact time yet, but just came hot off the presses. In 2022, Finding Nemo will be returning. It is going to be a combination of Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. So with some additional materials with some additional material in the show that will probably be incorporating the marine life aquarium from Finding Dory and some of the characters from that. They did mention specifically that fan favorite songs like The Big Blue World, which you can hear in the Living Seas with Nemo ride at Epcot, and Go With The Flow, which is my personal favorite. The Turtle Crush sings that song in the musical, are going to be coming back, and I'm assuming with some new music, new songs, fresh casting, I assume. But I'm pumped because I hope it's really good, because it was so good before that I don't know how they're going to top it. So I'm hoping that it's not worse. But I love Finding Dory. I think Finding Dory is as good, if not better, than Finding Nemo. So I have high hopes. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
In Universal news, there is an exclusive annual pass holders event at the Red Coconut on Fridays and Saturday evenings from 4 to 8 o'clock.
So it's for Universal annual pass holders.
Yes.
There's an exclusive event. Okay,
Yep.
At the Red Coconut. So the Red Coconut Club is in the back there, kind of behind Cowfish and all of that. So it's in that back area, like the sort of nightclub section, if you will, back there by Bob Marley. And so, okay, great. We've been into that Red Coconut Lounge area there. It's pretty nice. It's pretty cool up there. So interesting event for annual pass holders. We don't know much about it, but check it out. It sounds interesting.
It's running from November 13th, so it has been going on for a little bit, to January 2nd. And they do have specialty cocktails and small dishes for you to order.
So does it cost money to get in?
I don't believe so. You just have to pay for the food and the drinks. Okay. And the Red Coconut is decorated out. We haven't seen it yet, but I've heard that it is decorated out in holiday decor, and it looks really cute.
So you have to be an annual pass holder. You present your annual pass, you get in. It doesn't cost any money, but you didn't have to pay for the special food and treats. So it sounds fun. Sounds like a cool event. Check it out. All right, another piece of Universal news. Just a heads up, Universal this year has extended their holiday hours through January 9th. So when everybody else is wrapping up their holiday celebrations and their holiday decorations, Universal is going to be going strong for a whole nother week and plus change in the new year. So you'll be able to check it out even longer. But their Universal's holiday festivities are in full swings, just like Disney. So check it out. And one more quick piece of news. The Orlando Informer Meetup, we found out the date next year is going to be June 3rd through the 4th of 2022. Orlando Informer events look amazing. We've never done one. They are paid after-hours events. We were there at Universal the other day when the Orlando Informer Meetup was happening, and there was a pretty decent line of people going in. You get exclusive access after hours to the parks. You get to ride all the rides after it's closed. There's many less people in the park, so you don't really have to wait in lines. There's food, all inclusive. Everything is included in the price. And I believe the last time we looked at the ticket prices, they were around $200 per person for this sort of special event. So it's a little pricey, but from what I understand, it is well worth the money. So check it out, Orlando Informer Meetup 2022. And that's the news for this week. That wraps it up. A lot of cool things happening in both Disney and Universal. A lot of awesome things happening. Don't forget to do that Festival Holidays at Epcot. Don't forget to do the holiday festivities going on at Universal. But until next time, we will see you again next week. But we have lots of other episodes, lots of other videos that we do, not just this weekly news update. Every single day we're posting new episodes of our show. So tune in again tomorrow for our latest episode. Until then, like, subscribe, share, hit the notifications. Until we see you tomorrow, the Noble Way
is the easy way.
Bye-bye, everyone.